On the morning of his wedding, 30-year-old Vicky Jaiswal was found dead in his room. Instead of a celebration, his family discovered his body hours before the ceremony was to begin. The evidence at the scene suggested a clear motive. Investigators found an email sent from Vicky's laptop to his business partner and ex-girlfriend, Amishi, stating he could not go through with the marriage. The message was sent at exactly 2:45 a.m. Proceeding with a suicide investigation, police secured the room and collected all physical items for testing. They bagged his water glasses, beer bottles, and plates to determine if he had ingested a lethal substance by his own hand. The initial scene appeared to be a closed loop. Based on the email and the physical state of the room, it looked as though the groom chose to end his life rather than go through with the wedding. However, the toxicology report shifted the investigation. Vicky had not taken sleeping pills. He died from lethal potassium cyanide poisoning, a substance that acts almost instantly once it enters the bloodstream. The coroner established a timeline. Vicky's heart stopped between 1:30 and 2 a.m. But when compared to digital logs, investigators found a 45-minute gap. The suicide email was sent at 2:45 a.m., long after medical evidence showed Vicky was dead. This discrepancy proved the email was a forgery. Because a dead man cannot hit send, the police now knew that someone else had been in the room to manipulate Vicky's digital account after his death. Forensic testing confirmed there were no traces of cyanide in any of the food or drinks in the room. This finding cleared the housemaid, who police had initially questioned because she was the last person to bring water to Vicky's room. The breakthrough came from a microscopic analysis of the victim. Scientists found cyanide traces isolated specifically on Vicky's right index finger and the very tip of his tongue. Investigators looked for a physical object that Vicky would have touched that night. They found the poison on the edges of a business contract file left on his desk. This physical habit dictated the murder method. To turn the thick pages of a file, Vicky routinely licked his index finger, unintentionally delivering the poison directly into his system. The precision of the method suggested the killer was someone who knew Vicky's subconscious physical habits well enough to predict exactly how he would handle the document. The search for the poison's origin led police back to Amishi's laptop. On her hard drive, investigators discovered evidence of a fake website set up to represent a diamond company. Potassium cyanide is a restricted chemical, but it is commonly used in the diamond industry as a cleaning agent during the polishing process. Records showed that the cyanide used in the murder was ordered through this fake website using Amishi's IP address. To the police, it appeared as though she had created a digital trail that led directly back to herself. However, the investigation into Vicky's office revealed that his senior partner, Rajiv, had both the access to Amishi's computer and a personal motive. Rajiv had previously confronted Vicky over an affair Vicky had with Rajiv's wife. Investigators realized that the digital evidence was too obvious. If Amishi had planned the murder, sending a suicide note 45 minutes after the victim died would immediately draw the police toward her, a discrepancy the team believed was a deliberate frame-up. Telecom records eventually provided the final link. They showed that Vicky had accepted a video call at 1:30 a.m., the same moment the coroner determined the poisoning began. The call came from his fiancé, Prachi. When confronted with the timeline, the investigation revealed she had grown deeply insecure about Vicky's past with Amishi, leading her to form an alliance with the resentful Rajiv. Prachi admitted she had insisted on the late-night video chat to ensure Vicky was looking at the laced file Rajiv had delivered. She stayed on the line, watching him lick his finger and turn the pages until the poison took effect. With Vicky incapacitated, the conspirators moved to finish the frame job. Because his laptop was already active for the video chat, they were able to access his account and send the fake suicide email, deliberately timing it to implicate Amishi. The digital logs were designed to create a perfect suicide narrative, but they could not account for the physical evidence. In the end, the digital trail the killers created was contradicted by the biological timeline of the crime itself.